Welcome. Today we will be taking a look-see at the Mafia by Lotus Vapes. Right now we'll do a little bit of logo on this, just to kind of give you an idea of what we're looking at here. See if I can get that to come in a little bit better. There we go. This is the Mafia. Got a little Mafia dude inside a lotus flower, some wings, and then mine says limited edition. Alright, get an idea of what the bottom looks like. Here, Mafia Life by Lotus. Then you have three little lotus leaves there. And then as far as the rest of the mod goes, let's go ahead and take this Addy off. Set that to the side for the moment. So this is what we're looking like. Copper tube, 24 millimeters in diameter. You got a vent hole right there. It's a pretty decent sized vent hole, to be honest with you. Looks to be somewhere around 2.5 to 3 millimeter. It is the only vent hole, however, on this device that you can see. There's another one inside of here, but we'll get over that in a minute. Let's go ahead and break this thing down. I received this from Lotus Vapors. It cost $14.99, I believe, with $8 shipping and handling. It did not come without its fair share of problems, but none of them are insurmountable, and for $15 it seems like not a bad deal. There is another piece that comes with this. I don't have it, and for the purposes of this video, I don't think it's necessary, but let's go ahead and break this thing down. So we have our switch. Our top cap, and then this breaks down, if I can get it to break down. Give me just a moment. Jesus, got that thing on there good. We'll just leave that together for now. Alright, so here we are, all broken down. The first problem that I had with this is that this pin, let's see if I can say in the box, as it comes to you, this pin is too long. Go ahead and zoom in here. So I had to take and grind it down just a little bit, and you can kind of see, and that black you see there is part of the Delrin or insulator in there, because when I ground it down I made sharp edges, so I had to basically rethread the son of a bitch. Okay, but that was way too long, and it was causing the top cap not to sit flush. This has the two-part extendy thingy to touch on your battery, that little piece right there. As of yet, I have not had to use that or extend that, because this is one hell of a tight fit on here. Okay, so we'll just screw that in, and then here you can see that piece of Delrin or whatnot right there. You can kind of see in there, it's ate up pretty good in there when I did the round that tip down. But to be honest with you, I've had no issues whatsoever with it making connection or doing anything like that. We've got some etching here on the top, more lotus flowers. Okay, the threading on it, it was dirty when I got it, but it does screw down, it does make connection, it's pretty relatively smooth after you clean it. Okay, and then like it says, just screwing this in here like so. And it's a little rough on mine because, like it says, I had to basically rethread the damn thing. That's about how far this thing's going to stick out. Okay. Matter of fact, if we put our addy on here, come up to it, that's literally how much tail I have coming out of this damn thing. So if you can imagine that being, that pin being about another 2 or 3 millimeters, you can see kind of where your problem lies. Okay, so let's screw this for now and set that to the side. Another quick little look here at the little lotuses. Focus. Here we go. Nice engraving, very nice engraving across the board on this device. It does not feel like a $15 device. Okay, then we've seen the tube. There is a line right here somewhere, if I can find it. Yeah, you can kind of see it right there where it does break apart. Okay, and so you can accommodate 18350, 18500, and 18650 batteries in this device. Right off top, one of the major issues I do have with this device is the logo. That looks an awful lot like kind of like the Godfather kind of motif thing going on there. I don't think there's ever been anything in a movie that has had that logo or anything else for that nature, but it does look kind of reminiscent of that. I wish they'd gone with a different font, but I understand why they went the way they did with this. Okay, nice thick copper tube. The threading on here is very nice, albeit dirty as all get out. Let's see if we can get some focus there. And it's not overly, it looks a little rough there, but it's not really that rough. It just kind of looks like it. But it does make connection. It does screw down nice and tight. And with the minimum of squeaking, you can kind of see that right in there. That's the way it was sent to me. It looks like they kind of ground it down in there for some reason, maybe to get rid of the burrs from screwing that hole out, I guess. That's really the only blemish that it came from the factory with. So that's our tube. We'll set that to the side. Here's our other interesting piece to this. Let's have a vape real quick while we talk about it. That lost you there for a minute, huh? Okay. So as you can see, we've got Mafia Life by Lotus on the bottom of this thing. The threading on it, not bad. I mean, on par with everything else that this thing is, the machining as far as the rest of it goes. Not bad. It did require a nice little cleaning. Okay, so there's our first kind of what the hell thing. That is an O-ring. It's a fat little O-ring, but it's an O-ring nonetheless. And it literally is just sitting in there. Okay, let's go ahead and take this switch apart. Getting in there to get the screw, it's troublesome, but not impossible to do. All right. Here is our contact. Okay. So we've got some knurling on it, like so. Not seeing a lot of arcing on there, which is always a positive thing. So it does make good connection. Solid copper. The threading on it on the bottom part, no issues with that screwing it into the actual device or to the actual button. Okay, so that's our contact. Now I have went ahead and rewrapped and made a copper spring for this. The spring that came with it, not that it was bad, I just wanted a bit more conductivity. so I made a copper one. Here is our button. There you see the Mafia life thing, and if we turn that over, that's literally all there is to it. So basically what's happening is when you put this in, all you're doing is just screwing this little fella in like so. Okay, and that's what it would look like without your housing and your magnet. Okay. There's another little issue with this we'll get to here in a second. Here is your O-ring. If I can get it out of there. Let's use the materials we have in front of us while I'm being unprepared. There we go. That's just literally a flippity O-ring. Okay. That kind of screams cheap. Kind of. And then we have, here is your other venting through the bottom. So you have a total of 2 vents. Not necessarily going to make you sleep well at night, knowing that that's the only venting you have, but oh well. That's your cavity. It's actually, I mean, quite honestly, it's machined rather well. We do have that bevel right there. It looks clean and nice. So let's go ahead and put this bad boy together, and I'll show you the other little hiccup with this thing that I found. And it's worse with the other spring as it came to me after I purchased it. There is no locking mechanism on this device whatsoever. And I don't know if you can see here. Let's see if we can get this thing to focus in. You got that little lip right there. It does protrude outside of the housing. Now it's not enough to actually make it fire. It's got to fire right about there. But it's got to be said, it sticks out there just a little bit. And it's worse with the other spring that came with it. It was sticking a little further out, it felt. I put an O-ring up in here to flush it up, but then it got just a little on the recess side, and I didn't much care for that. I'm trying to find the right O-ring or something to make that thing where it sits flush, but even when you do set it down, it will not fire. Especially with the spring it comes with. It's a very strong spring. This one, it's a copper spring, so it's not near as stiff as the other one. I wish it was a little bit stiffer, but I'm working on that. So if we put this thing back together, put our Addy on top of it, we have a finished product. So that is the Lotus Mafia limited edition. Thank you for watching.